Hello pirates, welcome to this video about how to build a mutineer. By now we had a chance to try them out on VXP targets. We saw some players doing that, sharing videos and testing what works, what doesn't. I'm going to start by showing you where I am in building my ships. I made good advances by using the tokens from this TLC running now, the mutineer on the bounty. I did already a few mastery packs, got a few build tokens, so this one is fairly well built with 6 specials, 1 old armor, 4 weapons, 1 anti-torpedo. This one is similar, same thing. This one I think is about the same with 1 extra Cormorant. And then I have this one with 4 of the new armors and specials. So let's take a look at each one of them. And I want to walk you through my choices so far. So of course, when we start the build, we know we're going to need some anti-torpedoes, the Cormorants. They're limited. If you don't have them, keep an eye open for opportunities to redeem them. It seems about between 4 and 7 in the whole fleet will be the sweet spot. I'm going to start with 6, so I have 2 ships with 2 and 2 ships with 1. And probably I won't put any in the flagship. And then if you're going to put the Cormorant, of course, it's good to have a countermeasure special. The best one, in my opinion, is the signal amplification armor because it gives you the countermeasure range. It does not give you extra reload, which should not be a problem because it has a salvo of 5 here on the Cormorant. And you don't get that many torpedoes from the Typhoons. They fire a salvo with a whole bunch of them, and then it takes a little bit for them to reload. So not having a reload bonus doesn't seem to be critical. The range is important. And you get a lot of survival, 9,600 each. If at some point the reload becomes more important, then we could replace it with the Hydro Atomizer nozzle. This one gives you the countermeasure range, but also a 30% reload bonus. The good news is this one gives you 30% concussive reload, so that your Gatling guns will reload faster. The signal amplification armor doesn't give you that. My plan, short term, while my ships are U1 or U0, is to use the signal amplification armor. Once I get them to U2 and you get extra 15,000 survival for each type, I'm seriously thinking of refitting this back to the Hydro Atomizer nozzle and seeing if it works better. So it's a risk, it's a decision to make. I think if you're gonna have your ships only at U0, U1 for raid, the signal amplification armor is the best choice. If you get it to U2 and fully armored, then Hydro Atomizer nozzle could be the way to go, as it's gonna give you more firepower through more reload. Keep going on the weapons here. The Freedom Fist Gatling gun, this is the limited one. I'm planning on using them on all slots, but of course, if you don't have enough limited weapons, you could go and just get the regular drum roll Gatling gun. It's about 20% weaker. So this one, you see the damage here is 20,000. The limited one is 24,000, 20% more powerful, which gets amplified by all the concussive damage bonuses here. So I'm not gonna lie, it is a significant gain if you can have the limited weapon. Armor wise, there are 2 bets in here. The basic is, of course, if you're getting the limited armor in FM, ZCT2, ZX2, you go 2 and 2, should work. In past raids, I've been trying different mixes, 3-1 of this or 3-1 of that, or and in the end, the difference in damage, it's so minimal. I don't overthink that anymore. I'm just gonna go 2 and 2. One idea that I actually got from Reina in my alliance, hi boss, is instead of using the new armors, which give you a 2% damage bonus, it's on the CT side at least. I mean, use the new ZX2 because it gives you the bonus, and the old ZX1 doesn't have evade. But the ZCT1 has a 10% evade bonus. So you lose a little bit on damage. You can see the difference here. You lose about 50, 60,000 in damage with the number of weapons I have in here right now. But your evade goes up. At this point, you can see here I'm at 70%, nearly 70% evade. This could help because the torpedoes actually are accuracy based. So sometimes having more evade helps more than having more survival. So I'm giving up on a little bit of survival. I'm losing 2,800 survival, which is not a big deal percentage wise. But I am gaining a good amount of evade, which is a big deal in many cases. So I'm actually going to have 2 ships with ZCT1 and then 2 ships with ZCT2, and I'm going to test. I don't know which one is best right now. I'm seriously thinking ZCT1 is going to be the way to go, just because of the evade, even if you sacrifice damage a little bit. So that covers weapons and that covers armors. I mean, of course, the empty weapon slots you see will have the Gatling gun. Special-wise, we have the new specials. Impact Overdrive, no-brainer, put it there. You want that extra damage and you want the extra critical hit chance. Then there's the Liberty Belt. Again, reload damage is the best special in game for reload and damage at this point. And if you pair it up with the Hydro Atomizer nozzle, which could be here in place of the signal amplification armor, you're going to reload even faster. Then, like I said, the torpedoes are important. They will do a lot of damage on us, so having evade is important. I'm choosing the Guidance Scrambler 3 because it builds real quick, faster than Agility System, which achieves the same end result, except those ships apparently don't need stun and slow resistance, for the raid at least. In the future, if you're going to use them on the subsector bases to get uranium, then actually having AS4 helps because they have the freeze effect. But for the raid alone, Guidance Scrambler 3 is good. So either Guidance Scrambler, or if you feel like you have extra time, Agility System 4. These are the 2 go-to choices for evade. And then that leaves us with 2 final specials. The other no-brainer guy is the Full Metal Casing. This one will increase your critical hit damage from 100 to 150%. 30% extra chance, so these 2 numbers they accumulate, so they have 30% critical chance from here and 15 from here, so you actually have 45% chance of critical hits, and each one doing 150% extra, so you get the base damage and you multiply by 2.5. If you don't have this guy, there's one below you can choose. Oops, so here. It's called Hydro-Explosive Casing. That's the second best choice. And then finally the engine. There is an extremely expensive engine in the Forsaken mission. It's called Old Glory. Gives you good survival, which once you get your ships to U2 and you have the armors, probably won't matter that much. This 3200. I might be wrong. Gives you 15% evade. The Reef Rider, the other option, gives only 10. But in terms of speed, they all give you the same speed. So either you can spend a ton of points in Forsaken Mission to get 5 of these, or you can go with a regular blueprint that's not limited, that's the Reef Rider engine. Gives you 3000 explosive survival, no concussive, same speed, and you get extra projectile speed, which helps on the countermeasure, helps the Cormorant, and it gives you 10% concussive damage, making up for my choice of the ZCT1 for the extra evade, but with a bit of a loss in the damage bonus of 2% per armor. So here I get 10% in one shot, and if I'm missing 5% evade from the Old Glory, I'm making that more than making that up on the armor choices. So this is my final build, of course, with the remaining slots filled up, hopefully all of them with the limited Gatling gun. And what you see here is the build code you're gonna get on the video description. If you don't agree with me on going ZCT1, remember to go back to ZCT2. And if you don't agree with me on the engine, of course, feel free to move it to the old glory. I think the other specials, mostly no-brainer. Maybe you want the hydroatomizer nozzle here for the extra concussive reload. These are the main points to change. So either you go this way, or you change the two armours concussive, you change this countermeasure special, you change the engine. I think the rest, there's nothing to argue. Okay, so let me copy this code. I'm gonna click share, copy to clipboard, and I will paste this on the video description, where you can select, copy, come on this very same screen, double click here, and press Control V on your PC or Command V on your Mac, and then click load, and you're gonna get the same code. Might fail because of the skin, so that's important. Let me go to the default skin, and now I'm gonna copy that code again. That's kind of this small kind of detail that matters when you're trying to share codes. If the other player doesn't have the same skin you do, they're gonna get an error message saying it's an invalid design. So I try when sharing codes to always go to the default skin. All right, I hope that was helpful, and I see you next time, pirates. Have fun.